Well, here's review number 2. And in this review I'm going to talk about seats, the Ultimate seat to be specific, and the various rider shorts, Winx rider shorts, and another company called Shake. And Shake was a rider cushion, and then the other pair of shorts was Rippl, R-I-P-P-L. So what do these things add to the comfort of a ride? So let me start by saying something that should be obvious. None of those things are going to help you for really long rides. On my way back, I was doing 500 miles a day, 5 days straight, and you can get a little bit of incremental help, but the bottom line is if you're doing that much riding, you really need to just make plans to stop maybe every 80 or 100 miles, stretch out a little bit. Don't just get gas and get right back on. You need to take a break. That's the bottom line. That might be the easiest part of the review. So let me first talk about Ultimate seats. I purchased an Ultimate seat for rider and passenger on my, I think it was 2008 Honda VTX 1300S. It was fantastic. It made the biggest difference on my 2015 ride on Route 66. Was it perfect? No, but it was a big difference compared to the stock seats. So I loved the Ultimate seats and went ahead and spent well over $1,000 to get the Ultimate seat for my 2021 Spider RT Limited. When I first put it on and rode it, I actually wrote back to the people at Ultimate Seats and said, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to send the seat back, but I found it to be no better on my short rides, 20, 30, maybe 60-mile rides. It didn't seem any different whatsoever to the stock seat. So then I did my first leg, which is about, I think, 238 miles to Milan, Ohio, a little bit of ways from Sandusky. And on that one, I just did the Ultimate seat. And 238 miles, no problem. And I thought maybe there's some promise there. Then I proceeded to add the Shake cushion on that for another ride. That was probably another 230, 250 miles. And I felt like there was a slight improvement. I really thought, maybe this is going to make a difference. But then as I continued on and tried different combinations, for instance, I made the mistake, at least I found out it was a mistake. I had, of course, the Ultimate seats that's always going to be my base. And then I had the Shake cushion on. And then I used the Rippl, again, I don't know if that's how they pronounce it, but the Rippl riding shorts. Big mistake. Adding more things to it did not help. So, don't keep adding on lots of different things to see if it helps. It did not. So then I went back to just the Shake seat and on the top of the Ultimate seats. And again, at times I thought, maybe this is helping a little bit. But the bottom line is after just a short bit of riding, everything crushes down. I weigh 190 pounds. When I started this trip, I was 197. And I just ended up being totally disappointed. I ended up being disappointed with the Ultimate seat. I ended up being disappointed with the Shake cushion. I ended up being let down when it came to the different riding shorts. I tried the Winx shorts, which I did use on my Florida trip last year, and I had reported back on those that they were somewhat worthless. And I just gave it a shot again, and it just didn't make a difference. On the way back, again, 500 miles, 5 days straight, I just did the Ultimate seat. I didn't add anything on. Matter of fact, I actually shipped back the shorts and the Shake cushion with some clothes that I shipped back to my home just to lighten my load. And, again, disappointing. You spend this money for this stuff. It might be great for 60-mile rides or things like that. But when you're talking hundreds of miles every day, it's just not worth the expense. So they tried. I think I really wish Ultimate seats would go back to the design table when it comes to the seat that they make for the RTs, or excuse me, for the Spiders, the RT Limited in my case, just to see if they can make some improvement, because I really think they missed it on that one. So I've got it. I still have my stock seats. I might end up putting those back on, but you know, I just want to make sure everybody's aware. Incremental improvements, yes, for short portions of rides, but when it really comes down to it, you got to get off the bike, you got to stretch out a little bit, relax before you get back on. That's the best advice I can give you versus spending a lot of money for all these other items. So that's review number 2.